Start the chapter shortly. Um, Start the chapter shortly. It's about lunchtime, my time, and excited to read this. Get a couple of people to join in, hopefully, and just see if the chapter's pretty good. I've got some gin, so we'll see how far we can get this down. I'll share this out. Um, 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 So, about to read the chapter. Got some beautiful gin that we're going to be consuming on this chapter, and hopefully, it's a fucking awesome chapter. Last week was pretty solid, so we'll see what happens this week. Just sharing it out to my Discord server, and then we'll start shortly. But last week's chapter ended with Hinrigh and the underboss of the Char confronting someone in a cabin. Trying to get the Heil abilities, the levels, how they're intersecting between walls, going through walls, etc. So we'll see what happens this chapter. Hopefully, we see something with the troop and Hisoka. I think that's what we all want to see, really. I mean, the war families, mafia families. It's okay. I don't think it's amazing. I think the Kacho Fugetsu moment 10 chapters ago was the best part of the Succession War arc so far. So, we'll see what happens. I might just I think I'll just start now. Why not? We'll get some more gin, and here we go. But predictions this chapter, I think this is just more detail with Hinrigh. Uh, now that they want Hisoka going to the upper levels, maybe I'm thinking this chapter, the Char and the ZU families will exterminate a lot of the Haley family, the more crazy assassin one where Luini died last chapter. So um, share it in my Discord, and then we'll start in a moment. I'm hoping we get some death this chapter. My computer's just lagging a bit. Just checking my latency. Slow, but I think we'll just start. So chapters there along if anyone wants to read along, and I've also linked my Discord server if anyone wants to join that. But chapter 394 is titled Plan. I'll be happy to go with you, but first I must use the bathroom. This guy, the old guy, says, who I believe is from the Healy members photo last week, is one of the members of the Healy family. I must use the bathroom, you see. At my age, you can't walk around with a full bladder. That's definitely true. You can't do that. The sprung trap, a fence and defense from the door. I don't care if you piss yourself, just get over here. I'm dead serious. Hinrigh goes. Just joined. The link is to the chapter reading HXH 394 for the first time. First page. How's troublesome? The old man goes. Who knows what might happen? And then the blade goes to the leg. Ouch. Hinrigh just absolutely going about it. I'm in so much pain. What the hell is wrong with you people? I'm just a defenseless old man. Bullshit. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ah, it hurts so much, he says. Hinrigh replies, there's not even any blood, old man. Where's your real body? I'll show you what getting stabbed for real for real feels like. And Hinrigh reckons he's just bullshitting. I used to be a con man. I'd jump in front of cars, the old man says. The more I rolled around in pain, the more honest people would believe I was injured. How the times have changed, he goes. Hinrigh says, who cares? Where are and your corporal's bodies? And then it disappears. It disappears. The ethereal body. He just vanished. One of the other members goes. Does that mean he's got the same kind of power as the boss? Uh, the Char underboss says, Hinrigh. Why don't we leave the Healy to the troop? He continues, Glasses man, you've already found Hisoka. All that's left is to clean up. Let's just send the troop over to the Healy hideout. Let them run wild. And the Char here, we're on the second page, it's probably the same guy who abducted your men before. It's a trap that takes you to a different location when you enter. It's certainly a trap, but this must be someone else's ability. That guy was killed by Nobunaga the spider. Yeah, so it's a shared ability, what they're all saying. This ability from the Healy family to send people to this room and to teleport pretty much. What Luini was doing infiltrated the Chaha hideout area where all the warehouse was. Really, they stayed at our HQ for a little while. They, yeah, as he says, Chaha underboss here. They're gone now. Murderer's head and torso are still there. They said themselves they would crush the Healy family. I see. I'm sure they'd be able to handle this trip. Guess I'll have to look around. Hinrigh goes. And here we have one of the members. I just entered the room. Why am I in front of a door? He goes. And then we see this other guy stab him in the neck. Ah, sweet. I just reached level 21, he goes. I'll take care of him, the other member of the Healy family says. I'm a transmuter. Come on, admission. Come on, emission. Ah, man, a conjurer. Seems like there's a lot of left-handed conjurers. Mon, this is the last of the trash. Torabelm admitter. Faucont said he has directly connected this room to the disposal plant. Gotcha. Chief, give me a hand here. Yep, at this rate, we'll all be hitting level 21 in no time. It'll be your turn to level up soon. Shifton, Toto Conjurer, Seamstress, Ornament Factory Worker, level 6. Roger that. Mont Blanc, Toto, Conjurer, Corpse Disposal, Animal Feed Factory Worker, level 3. This big guy continues. The steward we left in the VVIP area is a liaison with the fourth prince. Has gone quiet. I see. Seems like Tserriednich might be on to us. And here have the Healy family continue. I figured it would be a while before someone discovered this place, but based on Guillermo's report, looks like time is running out. Therefore, I'd like to bring one of Tserriednich's men over to our side. One of you will go with Dogman and capture a guard. Changing clothes seems like a pain, this guy Mertver says, who's level 1. If possible, I'd rather do the organ work. I'll go, Sodom says, who's level 31. As at level 21, they get more abilities. At level 100, they're able to get their own abilities and cast and have new underlings, pretty much, like the head of the family can do at the moment. Morana, the head of the family, goes, knowing Tserriednich will definitely want to kill him. He will definitely want to kill me himself for betraying him. But seeing as the succession war is ongoing, we have no way of telling when he might make his move. Like, even though Tserriednich is affiliated with the Healy family, wants to kill them. We're halfway through the chapter. The link is in the description. Morena here, if you haven't read the chapter. In order to keep an eye on his whereabouts, I want to infect one of his soldiers with contagion. If you find any of the soldiers on this list troublesome, if the first prince soldiers come, can we turn them away on legal grounds? No. Yoko Tani Conjura, level 27. Notra and Sofel return to 3-1 to report back to the situation in room 3101 from there. Roger that. Notra, who's level 24, Sofel, level 28. A lot of dialogue, a lot of information about Healy family, these other members. I don't really care about it. I don't find it that interesting, but we'll see what happens. We're halfway through the chapter. The link is in the chapter description, to read along. Currently getting all the dialogue about the Healy members who are leveling up, most of them past level 21 now. One more time, please. You didn't follow that. Dude, you're not going to last long. It's a pain, so I'll just follow. What do you do without me? Dog, Morena goes. Morena continues, you've got the most important mission of all. Please find a guard. Okay, Dogman goes, who's level 36. You're right. Let's prioritize you at the new disposal plan and get you up to level 50 at least. So we're back to Hinrigh's ability with the cat. And they're back to the main hall. Back to the main hall where we started on chapter 391. And the cat has transported the video footage of C31, and Hinrigh is looking it over now. Clear. Looks like they've cleared out. Captain, there's a body here. Looks like a member of the Char family. Hinrigh. One of the guards goes, that will justify our forced entry. Contact the Central Police Station and request an inspection. Tell them a Healy member was resisting arrest and escaped to this room after shooting at us, so we had to break in. Using excuse, the military guards continue. The Healy never submitted a list of their members of public safety, so we have to treat them as regular civilians. This room is registered as a gang office, so until the culprit is identified, they have no choice but to treat it as a gang related offense. The problem comes when a so called civilian body is found, the mafia based civilian murder instead of act of rebellion, things might get out of hand. So we're halfway through the chapter. The link we're at to Hinrigh reviewing the footage of what the cat corded from the deaths of the Char family. We must arrest the boss of the Healy family, Morena, pronto, before the worst comes. The boss goes. The military man who is saying this. It'd be great if we could deal with her before she causes too much trouble for Prince Tserriednich. Now that the Ziyu and the Char families have joined forces, Tier 3 will get cleaned up. Still, it'd be best to avoid antagonizing the police and royal guards during inspections who stick to smaller firearms, the military man says. We're halfway through the chapter. Captain, If the Healy family has one or more Nen users, Nen, what's that? Guard replies, it's a special power that's spreading like a virus on Tier 1. Well, Nen's not a virus. It's a considerable threat. It's probably why Serenic have handled this this urgent situation yet. Situation yet. I suggest we prepare ourselves for battles where conventional weapons aren't effective. And who exactly reported this to a lowly second-class private like you? Volksen, a member of the Royal Living Quarters Guard Association, are. First class Private Volksen, I think I strongly suggest for her to be assigned to Tier 3 as an advisor. And one more thing, second class Private Altoshian, if you ever a- if you ever abbreviate Prince Sergich's name again, I'll rip those dopey looking eyes right out of their sockets. And I'll have you on the front line for the rest of your life, he goes. Which won't be long because you'll be first up against one of those Nen users, you punk. Yes, sir, he replies. You really are an idiot. You're getting Volk mixed up in this too. You're getting Volk mixed up in this too. Her intel will be crucial. Man, the dialogue in this, I mean, it's a light novel, but fuck. The reason Morena played this, the reason Morena played this uprising is obvious, right? One of the guards goes, "You think she'd pick a fight with Tserri with zero chance of winning?" The other guard replies, "Well, there's an idiot right next to me who provoked the corporal with zero chance of winning, so it worked out in the end through right." Volk's getting reassigned, and he just looks very shaken. Halfway through the chapter, the links in the description on uh, the military man observing a death of the Char family. Um, the military guards continue halfway through the chapter. The military guards continue halfway through the chapter. The description. The corpse and fuck, there's just so much dialogue. The corpse was clearly a few days old, meaning they didn't find it. During the second wave inspections, or rather, they didn't want to find it. Well, when it comes to mafia disputes, the police and army are fairly lenient as long as there are no civilian casualties. But during the inspection, the army would have had no reason to think the dead guy was mafia. Their inspection of the Healy office was likely nothing more than a verbal check. The police understand this, the guard goes, much at least. So the coroner will probably surmise a time of death that is more coroner will probably surmise a time of death that is more consistent with the inspection time. Can you say the same for the Hunter Association? If they turn up for autopsy, that would change everything. The coroner's tampering would certainly be exposed. This is a lot of dialogue for one death for Chara family. A lot of analysis from the guards. I don't know. No, I understand why the chapter came out this week for the fan translation of TCB, in a sense. And just a reminder, we're up to the guards giving an analysis of one of the Chaha members' deaths that they found. Hinrigh's looking at the footage now from his Nen cat ability with the camera, and they're just analyzing what they're going to do with the Healy family, try to stop them. They know the Healy family is going to cause a lot of violence in a sense. So the light novel continues from the military members of the Kakin ship. The Hunters Association's main jobs are guarding the princes and providing support on Tier 3, right? I'm not sure if they'd get involved in a mafia dispute, he goes. That bodyguard duty is a big problem. The hunt probably only found out about that troublesome seed urn ceremony after they boarded, same as us. Well, yeah, a lot of them did, like Hanzo, Biscuit, in a way. If the hunters realize the blood ties between the family and the royal mafia and the royal family, and what those second track fakers are up to, they might consider eliminating them to protect their princes. That would be bad, I see. It would suit the Justice Ministry just fine if the mafia was wiped out. They want to be more independent. Exactly, and the mafia's extermination would suit the first prince too. Definitely true. If rumors spread that the army, Justice Department, and the Hunter Association might all be coming all for them, a war could break out between Kakin Empire and the mafia. Well, definitely. I mean, it's already starting. Look at TSERRIEDNICH, who wants to kill, he wants to get rid of the Healy family, and the Healy family preparing for it. There's already the war between the families, and no, I think no doubt there will be a bar between the royal family and the mafia members, and you just bring the troop along with it and Hisoka. I mean, the bloodbath's already started. Uh, I mean, look at all this dialogue. Jeez. It's clear from their eradication of old members without any concern for hiring new ones and them boarding the ship as civilians that the Healy are bent on destroying the balance. Definitely. The Healy are bent on destroying the balance, but you also consider now that the ZU and the Char families have realized this, and they're just going to try and get rid of them. 2-on-1. I think we know who's going to win that. Interested to see how Togashi writes this, because if he joins a troop together, trying to go after Healy family and Hisoka, that it could all just come together, all of them, and you just have this massive bloodbath where just the anticipation, the shock levels are very unique in how the impact and just the plot threads all lie together. And it's just as Corporal says, if a career-driven central police officer makes the wrong decision, their statement might be the trumpet that signals the end. War is one thing, but this would be a one-sided insurrection. If the Allied mafia families were to rally some lower class citizens from Tier 4 and Tier 5 to their sides, we'd be far outnumbered, no chance. Corporal Gipper, I have a question. How come you aren't yelling at them for talking non-stop? Because they aren't worthless idiots like you. And the corporal continues from the Kakin military. And they're right, we can't delay the capture of Morena Prudu any longer. Now I understand, sir. To be fair, Captain, Otoshin has a point. Oh? Momori, can I kiss you? Die. It's true that Prince Serejnik has remained silent despite Morena's rebellion. Knowing the prince, there's only one reason he'd delay getting revenge on a traitor. He must have found a new toy. Are you referring to his gun uh, disassembly and reassembly training in 7th grade? I've heard rumors about it. He holed himself up in his room practicing without eating or sleeping until he beat the military school's fastest record, right? But that, yeah, but that guy would never call it training, just playing because he's so strong and powerful and just has natural ability. Don't call him that guy. One classmate would argue with him during training after the awards ceremony. The prince shot him in the legs. Oops, that was a secret. The infamous you can only talk back if you break my record incident. Except he decided to return fire instead of words. If you're going to act all high and mighty just because you're a prince, you'd you'd best back it up. This guy really wants to go to the main line. Best back up with solid argument though. You can't just shoot a guy over that. He's so short tempered. Solid arguments don't fly with the prince. You're probably the one who could get away with talking back to him so casually. So you're saying the reason why the prince isn't taking action against the Healer is because he's learning to control this so-called Nen ability. Yes, we finally got to the main point of all this, the last couple of pages. Yep, at least it's the most likely hypothesis. We should wait for Volkson to arrive and confirm the facts first, but at this point it's probably safe to hypothesize that Morena has Nen powers too. Also, without looking too suspicious, we should periodically request different deployments. Yeah, in preparation for the worst case scenario. Why is that? Any mafia cleanup plan would definitely be kept under wraps, meaning that guards won't be privy to the timing or details. When the operation begins, passage between tiers 2 and 3 will be limited only. Well, it kind of already has. Look at like 10 chapters ago, Illum down to level 3, and now he can't go back and up into level 2. So it's restricted in a sense. Halfway through, well, at the end of the chapter, link in the description. Uh, we're at the Kakin military members giving an absolute diatribe of an explanation of what the Healy family and Prince Tserriednich are going to do. If you actually applied yourself, you could easily join the prince's bodyguards or even the official royal troops. Why don't you? Too much effort, they all say. A bunch of slackers, huh? I guess I'm the only one who cares about moving up. Slackers? If I want to call myself his friend, should I be on his side, pestering him to change, I wonder? We've been together since birth. It can't be helped. It's in his nature. Is there nothing we can do? How do we change him? If he doesn't want to change himself, what can we do? Even though we didn't ask for this, we're in this position, so we have to try. The closer you get, the less of a friend you become. That's why we remain at the lowest ranks, the further away, shouting. Tserri, are you really okay with this? Deaf, deaf, deaf. For that, I get a drink for Tserriednich. And so Tserriednich has killed someone, probably a member of the Healy family. And we're getting an overview of the Black Whale again. It's heating up. I'm hoping something hectic comes at the end of the chapter. Currently, our dear Prince Tserriednich is undergoing Nen training with his bodyguard Theta, as we suspected. By the way, that's top secret. Any gossip would mean an instant demotion. What's this Nen thing all about anyway? Like I said, it's ultra top secret, so I don't know. It's a shame. I was just about to start a serious investigation into it. Ah, Volk, really pissed off, aren't ya? You betcha. Back to the military members. I only told you as a warning, and you go and glab to Gipper. What a way to repay your debt. We needed to know the particulars. I even suggested reassignment to get you here safe and sound. Now that Gipper's moved up, you really think he's going to request a swap out? Right now, he's probably using me as a pretext to restrict communications with lower tier soldiers. Right, you are, but I'm holding out hope on the 5% chance we'll see the big picture, follow his conscience, and continue to contact us. Well, it's all the same now that I'm down here. It's not like Gipper will be getting any intel out of Theta anyway. I know you two are friends, but is that enough for her to share top secret info with you? She might not tell me about Nen, but there's plenty of other stuff that got my attention. And they're referring to Tserriednich's secret weapon. Shortly after the emergency broadcast that resulted in the prince learning about Nen, Theta started acting strange. Same with Sal- Salkov, who was with her. Depending on how you ask the question, there are things you can figure out even when people don't answer. I could have gotten to the bottom of things, but as long as I'm down here, we'll have to make do. Haha, don't worry, we're in the same wavelength. Morena Prudo is most likely a Nen user. Yes, that is obvious. Therefore, in order to protect ourselves, let's avoid her with all our might. Well, I think that's pretty obvious. Great. It's the Volk we all know and love. I'll just say this now. I haven't given up my career aspirations yet. Do you realize how hard it is to flee while acting as if you're searching? Piece of cake, right? We know what Marina looks like, and they don't know any of our faces. Nah, we're probably burnt. The tattoo artist who marked up as private soldiers used to be a former member of the Healy family. The prince put him out because the massacre of Morina's name ceremony, but it seems the gang still has our customer data. Best to proceed on the assumption that Morena knows about us. Anyways, is Nen really that dangerous? I don't know the particulars, but what I gleaned from Theta and Salkov's attitude is that Nen is comparable to weapon best kept secret. There's a lot of dialogue. I literally just said that. More threatening than guns, I said. Yeah, but her persuasion skills are on another level. The weight of yours and Volkson's words are as different as cotton and assumium. Assuming that the prince is currently learning Nen, that means we can also use that power, right? One of many things I could have looked into if I was still on tier one, but right now, self preservation is our top priority. We're at an overwhelming disadvantage by not knowing the Healy members. Let's try to reach out and cooperate with either the ZU and Char families at once. Roger, Volk, if any of us get caught by Morena, should we cut them out? You're right, let's make a plan. The way to survive is to think. That ends chapter 394. Wow, a lot of dialogue. I think this chapter had way more dialogue than usual when you think of the last few chapters. Back to, I mean, this chapter kind of had the Rihan kind of dialogue, just full text panels in every page. I can understand why the chapter took so long to come out. But you think about One Piece came out 24 hours ago. Hunter x Hunter dropped 16 hours later. So um, props to TCG Scans for awesome job translating this chapter. Uh, I mean, this chapter had a lot of dialogue with the military, and I don't know if it needed to go in this much detail because obviously I love this series and I try to remove bias when for one of my favorites. I think this succession war arc is it's had some great moments like Kacho and Fugetsu that moment, and even some moments with Benjamin. A lot of this dialogue though, it's setting up for something, and if that payoff's going to be worth it, that's we have to wait and see about that in a sense because this chapter we we're going from the Healy family to back to Heinrich with his Nen ability and with the cat and the camera Nen ability and with the cat and the camera he's he's looking at the footage of room C31. Um, and so what he says here He doesn't say anything, but he's observing the footage of the death of one of the Char members, Hinrigh is, of the military. And so that's pretty much half of this chapter is just diatribe, in a sense, of the military members, their explanations of the threat that the Healy family is to not just them, but they think a bloodbath is going to happen, which it will. It's already started between the ZU and the Char family, and the troop and Hisoka will get involved with that against the Healy, and I just don't think half of it's necessary when you consider half of the chapter is basically just saying we need to protect ourselves because we don't want to die on this bloodbath, and half of the chapter is devoted to that. I think it's pretty obvious, and I think Jujutsu Kaisen also has done this a lot lately with their Hunger Games arc, and for me, I'm not invested in that series. I think it's average at best, and I just stopped reading. And I think a lot of people might feel similar if they don't have a burning desire. If Hunter x Hunter isn't one of their favorite series, that might be the case in a sense a lot of the time. Hopefully, next chapter we don't get more dialogue about the the military members. I do. It's been shown before, but I do like the fact that they're showing the Healy ability moreover, in the sense of being able to transport themselves, but also other people from any part, any base, a teleportation ability, a linked ability from the Healy family to a room, and that's where they're killing all the major people. Luini did this before he died. They got a member of the Char family, killed him, the little the little small guy. So that was cool to see. The little small guy. So that was cool to see. This chapter, but yeah, even with the Healy family, a lot of information on explaining the level up ability, getting Nen powers, more Nen powers at level 21, and at level 100 you can start your own. You have your own. You can form your own group of people to start the level up process again. So you can start people doing it yourself, like Moren is doing from level 0, level 1. Um, Even then, I don't know if that was really necessary as well. So that's what I think of the chapter. Not a bad chapter. Oh, I think probably too much dialogue. Even for me, I like reading light novels, but to the average viewer, the average reader, this isn't for them. The action is what makes Hunter x Hunter great with the exposition. Uh, if Heinrei and the Char underboss are going after the Healy members, that's going to continue. I think next chapter we're going to see a continuation of deaths between the family members, more deaths. I think next week we'll get Healy member deaths because we got a death of the Char family. So I think the Healy family will start to be eliminated next chapter. We'll see what happens with the troop. The troop after killing Luini. We'll see what happens, but they're probably just going to stay in the room. It's uncertain what Hisoka does in a sense. So obviously, Heinrei wants him to go up to level 1, but Hisoka's just going to stay wherever the troop are and start to kill them off. So, for anticipation to keep the audience interested, Togashi might actually sidetracked to maybe Hisoka killing one of the troop members next week. So, It's interesting. I think next week we will have more deaths of the family members of the crime families, but you never know. We might just cut back to Hisoka killing the troop or a bloodbath between the two. But um, thanks to people who did watch this, and thank you people who did watch this, and thank you if you've watched some of this post. The video's been up, so I do appreciate. I'm going to end it. I have a link to my Discord server where people do voice call about Hunter x Hunter and seasonal anime and just chat on there. So it's good shit there. A bunch of good lads and girls who engage in that community. And um, if you're watching this after the fact, like the video, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It is rhetorical what I'm saying, but it helps the channel out immensely, gets it out more, and if you like it, then it does help improve the channel. So thank you, appreciate it, and have an awesome day. See ya. An awesome day. See ya.